Hi, this is Will Leach, author of Marketing to Mindstates, and this is your Mindstate Messenger. In today's world where there are just so many different businesses and so many different empty promises, it's arguable that the number one way to drive consistent business growth is to establish and maintain trust. So there's a couple of behavioral science principles and psychological principles that I'm going to talk to you about to help you do that. First thing is this, trust is critical in business today. Never before has it been so easy for businesses to come out and try to sell people products and goods and services. And the world's so confusing nowadays. Everyone seems to be using some of the same things that we know that works to help build trust, right? A lot of people will use some sort of social proof cue that says thousands of people trust us, or maybe they'll have different case studies. The problem with these things is nowadays they're less believable than ever because you can't verify that case studies are real. You can't verify that thousands of people are trust. So some of these normal things we used to do to establish trust in business are much less effective. So what I want to do is talk about some psychological new tools you can use to establish trust. So first off, you want to understand that trust comes from the security motivation. So there are 9 core motivations that drive the vast majority of human behavior. And you probably have heard of this one. It's called the security motivation. It's very Maslow, right? And it's around desire to feel safe. Now, technically, what it really is to feel secure, safe, and protected from threat. Those companies that people feel safe interacting with are those that establish trust. So trust is a core feeling that people link to the motivation of security. So there are 3 different ways you can quickly establish trust with somebody. Number 1, you want to be able to articulate their pain better than they can articulate it themselves. So I think a lot of times we talk about customer empathy. And customer empathy is really good because it helps you, really understand what your customer is going through and building products and services. But actually, a side benefit of really understanding your customer is being able to use their own words in a way that is better able to articulate their pain so you can really talk about their pain better themselves. When you do that, when you can talk about somebody's pain in words that feel natural to them and that it's more simple than they can even articulate it themselves, they immediately establish trust with you because you feel exactly like how they feel. So do anything you can do to figure out those words, those phrases, and really try to articulate their pain better than they can. Next, once you're able to do this, you want to show strong experience and expertise. In a world where we are, constantly being inundated with marketing from new companies, one of the things you can do to immediately establish trust is show that you have strong experience and expertise. Those companies that have experience and expertise are oftentimes given the benefit of the doubt to be a trustworthy company because all these other companies don't have that. So oftentimes that's a great way of establishing trust. And third, use the cautious security primes, frames, and triggers that I talk about in my book, Marketing to Mindstates. So there has been a ton of research in this space about really establishing trust, and it comes down to understanding somebody's mind state in the moment when they're making a decision. And when you can identify that mind state, we call it the cautious security mind state. We actually have psychological primes and frames and triggers that you can integrate into your entire customer experience, whether it's your first sales call or maybe emails. They've been psychologically designed to evoke the feeling of trust. And if I have a feeling of trust, I'm going to know that you are safe. And then there's this kind of reciprocal kind of relationship between you and your customers. So if you make your customer feel safe, they're going to trust you. If they trust you, they'll buy from you. And it just keeps going on and on. So use the principles in behavioral psychology and marketing to mind states to craft an entire customer experience strategy around psychologically priming for the feelings of safety, framing up your features and benefits to tell your customers that you're going to protect them from bad things from happening, and using triggers. Things like loss aversion works great if you're going to establish trust with somebody because what loss aversion does is feed into people's desire for security. And when you understand the science of security and apply it to building trust in your business, you're going to take one step closer to really growing your brand or your business using behavioral science. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Now hit that like button if you found this video helpful, and don't forget to subscribe so you can see the latest videos to show you how to grow your brand or business using behavioral science.